Okay, good evening. We had a very short break and a number of prizes awarded for quizzes and 50-50 draws, and this beautiful basket which contained a lovely bottle of Metaxa, a bottle of Ouzo, and 4 hand-etched glass shot glasses. And they were absolutely beautiful, I do have to say. Again, a member of the club hand etched these. So we are starting play.
Yes, we are. And again, once we have critical mass, I will go through and tell you who's who. I'm trying to plug in a laptop as well so that I don't lose
Okay.
power during all this.
Over on sheet A, Hero Draw is red. Team Furon is yellow. We know that. On B, it's all Greek is yellow, so we'll swap those out. Okay. Over on sheet C, T-Line and Pink Ladies are yellow. We got that one correct. We just need to double check. All right, I think it's Single Barrel is yellow. Give me a moment. Single Barrel is yellow. We have the teams correct, so now we can start. Okay, all right, catching up, 2 stones thrown, 2 in the house. Red sitting shot, back to the hack. Phew, that was a quick break. Running around. So those who did not come down to visit or weren't able to for some reason, we had some quizzes that yours truly wrote. Shameless plug. On the Friday quiz, it was about Greek philosophers. There is a list of 22 philosophers and 22 quotes that are attributed to them, and the object was to match them up. And evidently it was pretty hard. So we had a tie, and the highest scores were 5. Correct. It wasn't very easy. But today's quiz was Greek god and goddesses. And we fared much better with those responses. The winner was Mr. Yeager. Don't know the first name offhand, but he got 32 out of 36 correct, which is pretty amazing because I got some great scores, 20s all the way up. I got a 30 earlier this afternoon. I assumed that was the winner until there were a couple of more entries, and I tell you that I had a 31 and I had a 32. I was like, wow, someone really remembers their history.
I never knew it, so
I
never knew that part of it anyway.
I was doing a little research, and I found, well, I had more on the list, but as I was told, hey, it's too difficult. Come on. So I made the quizzes a little shorter, but there were a couple of god and goddesses that I was not going to take out of the quiz because they were just too great.
Well, see, we already have a good bit of interest in this one, which is nice.
Oh, looks like a flash. Okay, folks, just so you know, in the background here.
Please come on down and see me again. Hello, my name is. Come on down, grab yourself an answer sheet, sign up your team name on my score sheet. We've got 7 teams that have signed up so far. So if you'd like to play trivia, it's completely
The
free.
trivia contest will be occurring behind us here in the war room, so you will hear probably some of that noise, some of the questions, answers maybe, jubilation perhaps. With regard to my quizzes, I do have to give a special shout out to Mr. Paul Luthi, who chose on the Philosopher's Quiz. Instead of choosing from the answers, he decided to put down Star Wars characters. So wanted me to make a shout out to him purposely. So obviously when when his was scored, he got a nice big 0. Yep, here it is. Kit Fisto, Yoda. Actually, Yoda got in here twice, so yeah. Okay. And then there was the other gentleman who put Socrates for 21 of them. So Socrates was correct once, and then Hippocrates on the 22nd, of which where he put it, it was correct. So he had a grand score of 2. So some folks had a lot of fun with this. Ooh, just getting over the hog line. Okay, a nice center guard going up on sheet B.
You would think I would know the philosophy answers having majored in it, but alas, a lot of that knowledge did not stick with me.
Well, here, speaking about knowledge, if it does not determine action, is dead to us. That was Plotinus. Wasn't he one of your favorites?
I've never heard of him.
Okay. One of my recent favorites, I guess, recent to me, since I knew who it was attributed to. Hold on, let's watch this shot. Taking out that red guard. It is, it's completely out of play, and so does the shooter.
Okay, we're getting questions about which color is which.
I believe we've got those set.
Okay.
Sorry, scoreboard up now.
I'm still trying to find out on sheet A myself, so I'm looking forward to seeing this scoreboard posted.
Oh,
there we go.
Giro draw is red.
Okay.
Because they are some local Potomac players. I did recognize them. And Hero Draw versus Team Fearon, which is in yellow. On our sheet B, it's Mamma Mia in red. And, oh, Mamma Mia, here we go again. And it's all Greek. Sheet C, Team Assertion is red, and T-Lines and Rink Ladies are yellow. And over on sheet D, Children of Dionysus is red, and Single Barrel coming out of Pittsburgh, and one Potomac player is in yellow. We are all in N1 for all of our games. Bo, are you in order?
More or less.
More or less.
Yeah.
Less or more?
And so after the first end, I will give the rundown of who is on what sheet and who's who, and so forth. Okay. Is that better?
Yes. Put it closer, since we do have...
We've got a bit of background noise. Just a bit. Okay, so I'm going to do what I did when I was singing recently, which is... Go Manitoba Tuckers. Okay. Manitoba Tuckers, yeah, boy, that makes me feel painful just even thinking about trying to do a Manitoba Tuck. I don't think I could do that right now. I don't think I could do that on a flat surface or on grass or concrete, much less do it on ice. So. But perhaps we will get the camera over there to show a Manitoba Tuck at some point when we have done more things. I am staring at the back of a man with an Ontario jersey.
Ooh, there we go.
But that actually appears to be Bruce Black.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Bruce Black is playing with his daughter Diana and Odessa Herrera. And yeah, that's a dual family, the Blacks and the Herreras. Is that how you pronounce that?
Rule number 1, do not shout out any answers. We're all friends here. This is kind of a small space. Everyone can hear everyone.
We have a stone repair on sheet A. That was interesting. Or
a loose handle, perhaps?
I believe it's a loose handle. Yeah.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
something along those lines. On sheet A, Team Fearon is another one of those that appears to be a fairly young average age here.
Okay. Yeah.
Should be an intriguing matchup.
Okay, and go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, on sheet C, I just realized that there is a Grease reference on one of the players. That would be the Pink Ladies jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Get it? The other kind of grease.
All right. Okay,
So,
with all of that being said, let's go and get started with round number 1. Good luck to all 8 teams. Question number 1 tonight. Question number 1.
Here we go.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are formally the Duke and Duchess of which English county that shares its name with a county in Southern Virginia? Again, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are
I'm going to say the answer to that is Sussex. I'm probably wrong.
I think you're correct, but we're not supposed to shout out answers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the answer to the question behind us. We're not sure if those.
I did not realize this was a write down rather than a raise hand. So we'll focus on this instead, where
Yeah, I think we're supposed to.
we are on skip rots, and the skip rots for Mamma Mia will be thrown by Diana Black, a very fine young player.
Let's get Andy's attention.
Tim Leroy, incidentally, appears to be playing in a KISS t-shirt and PJ pants, which I think is one of the better outfits I've seen outside the Glittermonsville.
Yes, actually, those pajama pants, he wears those frequently on Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza. He is one of the great folks who helped me in the kitchen. So we get here about 7 o'clock that morning and start making breakfast for about 32 some people, including bacon and 6 dozen eggs.
I sometimes try to do that, but then I get pulled down the ice for instruction, and then more instructors turn up, and then I end up just sort of holding a broom and looking silly. So I really should just go in the kitchen next time and say, don't pull me out there unless you really, really need me. But
yeah,
that's
I've got a pretty good crew. Wow, a lot of weight behind that stone.
A lot of weight, and it didn't take out too much.
All right,
Yeah.
An overhead view. Looks like 1 yellow.
Okay, question number 2.
We do still have 1 more rock left per team on this sheet. But
Sure.
almost every almost everyone here is still at the same point.
Reasonably close to where we are right now. Washington, D.C. is one of 2 world capitals named for a U.S. president. The other is the capital of which African nation? Again, Washington, D.C.
Here's some interesting questions.
World capitals.
Yeah, I thought they would be all questions about Greece. Maybe he just hasn't gotten to those yet. These seem to be harder.
I used to pride myself on my philosophy, or my on my knowledge of such things.
I just had a lot of fun making these quizzes. And as you know, Bo, shameless plug, put together a nice word search of Greek inventions, ancient Greek through modern times. And
Who did that?
I did.
Nice.
I did that. There were 96 items to be found. Ranging from cheesecake, which is actually attributed to the Greeks having invented cheesecake.
That reminds me to go get more dessert.
Oh, hey.
Sheet C has just finished the first end. They are the first to do so. We'll let you know a score when it is posted on our feature sheet.
Question number
It's All
3.
Greek to me is
The opera La Boheme,
shaping up pretty well
La
here.
Boheme, about young artists enduring poverty in Paris, was the inspiration for what?
You're
New
line
York set
2,
Broadway musical?
probably 2.
Again, the opera La
And
Boheme,
now definitely line
Ooh.
2.
enduring poverty in Paris.
Very nice into the 4 foot. Very nice. And it's well, it looks like it's under cover of
Undercover,
their.
yeah, this is going to force Diana Black to throw a tricky guard.
Yeah. Wait, well, this is Skip Rocks, aren't we at that?
This is the hammer.
This is the hammer, so she will, I would assume, draw to the center.
I would think so. Now, she does have backing if she wants to draw around that guard and just land on the yellow that was just thrown. Just follow that one
Ooh.
down. Then she'll take her single. There's obviously no way she can get more than that, barring a triple takeout.
Again, as you said, the Kennedy assassination bullet.
The Kennedy assassination bullet, which Rob Myers almost threw today
Mm-hmm.
in one of our earlier sessions. That was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry?
Question number 4. Question number 4.
I have to wait till they
What
post it.
mythological structure
Unless we happen to
was
see it
built
and
by
know
the
exactly.
craftsman?
Okay, just a little question from the audience. Okay, here.
Again,
As soon as the teams post their scores, we will update you as we go along, unless it happens such that Bo and I see it directly.
As we are right now with Diana Black's draw from the hammer. This is kind of funny. We have 2 hammer shots being swept in synchronicity on A and B.
Yeah, you can see them both on your screen right now.
Yeah, and Diana Black's shot is going to get in there and should stick around. Yep, that is one.
Okay.
Diana Black knew it all the time. She was sitting there back. She was sitting back there sweeping her slide path immediately afterwards. So we do know that is one for Mamma Mia. Here we go again. And
Let's see.
question number 5.
all right,
the last
so
question.
I am going
Ooh.
to do the long promised rundown of who's who.
Turn in your answers.
And that would be on
Question number 5. In
sheet A
2016,
in red
Florida
from
man
Potomac,
was charged for
having
assault with an
just given
deadly
up a
weapon
steal of 2
for
to Team
throwing
Furon.
what animal
Anyway,
through the
sheet
window of
A
a
in red from Potomac, that's Hero Draw.
Again, in
Skipped by Courtney Shaw, you may remember as the organizer of the Glitter Bonspiel, which is a fantastic event. Her vice is Laura Hewer, her second is Laura Yee, her lead is Lauren Luthi. So that's Courtney, Laura, and Lauren. Team Furon from Plainfield / Triangle, another one of our younger teams here, is in fact so young that they are making the lead sweep. They're making the lead sweep his own stump. That seems cruel to me. The lead just kind of popped up. The lead there appears to be Dylan Siapka, unless they've changed lineups a bit. Their skip is Jeffrey Furon, so Team Furon. Vice Michael Phillips, second is Quinn Gonzalez, lead is Dylan Siapka. On our feature sheet, sheet B, we've been talking about already. Red from Potomac, Diana Black is skip. Her father, Bruce, is second. The vice is Odessa Herrera, and the lead is Mark Herrera, who
Is her dad.
is her dad. So it's 2 father-daughter combinations there, and yet it's Mama in the name of the team.
Because it's Mamma Mia, here we go again. And isn't
Right.
that movie centered in Greece, perhaps?
Isn't it based on ABBA, who are Swedish?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yes. Sweden, by the way, if you have not yet seen Anna Hasselborg's shot to win the European Championship, go find it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
that up on YouTube.
Yep. Sheet B, still continuing there. It's all green to me from Diamond State. The skip is Julie Yeager. The vice is Dewey Donovan. Second is David Yeager, and the lead is Sharon Miner. On sheet C, Team Assertion from Potomac is in red. Joe Assertion is the skip. Ricky Osteen is the vice. James Ricci is the second. And Ken Clark, the wizard of the webcast, is the lead. They are playing T-Lines and Rink Ladies from Diamond State. The skip is Brian Uffy?
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Okay. That's Hufe. The vice is Elena Meadows. The second is Stephen Sabatino. The lead is Sharon Graney, and I believe Sharon may be the one wearing the resplendent Pink Ladies jacket.
Yes, she is.
Straight out of the movie Grease. And on sheet D, Children of Dionysus, Philadelphia, Butts County, and Potomac. Michael Glessner is the skip. Kate Rimaldi is the vice. Cody Johnson is second. Monica Lynn is the lead. They are playing single barrel from Pittsburgh, except that their lead is from Potomac. So it's basically Potomac people helping out on a West versus East Pennsylvania battle. So I guess they're there to keep the peace. The skip of single barrel is Daphne Roberts. The vice is Leonard Jarabek. The second is Austin Shawinski. The lead is Tim Leroy. The sheets A and D are the B event finals, which means each of those teams has lost only once. Well, actually, all of our teams here have lost. No, actually, I take that back. It's All Greek to me has lost twice. They're 0-2. T-Lines and Rink Ladies are 0-2. They're playing teams that are 1-1 in the C event semifinals. No, quarterfinals. Those teams, the winners will advance to the C semifinals at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The winners on sheets A and D, they're in the B event final. They lost their first two. Each one of those teams lost their first game and has won their way back through the bracket to get here. So the winners there would play in the B final at noon tomorrow. So they will have a fairly long time to rest. The losers will have a very long time to rest because they will be out. In fact, the losers of all of these will be out. Well, actually, from here on, I believe the losers are out. So
let's not say losers. Let's say the folks that come in second place.
The
team.
as they said in The Simpsons, the one who didn't win, which later came back to bite Ned Flanders because their kids tied, and so they both had to carry through on their bet. Meanwhile, this is the third rock of the end for It's All Greek to Me, which should be from David Yeager if they haven't changed their order, and people usually do change their order on us just to make life difficult, and just so people at home can say, hey, wait a minute, that was actually so-and-so. Yeah, that's right.
And please feel free to send us those notes.
Absolutely. We will correct them as best we can. If you don't tell us, we can't correct them.
Okay, and we can tell you on sheet C, they actually had a blank first end. So that score that you see
no kidding.
Is true.
No kidding. They did, in fact. I kept wondering when they were going to post their score, and in fact, they have, using that space at the lower right for blanks.
And you can see it barely on the screen now. It's underneath the scoreboard far right.
Sheet D, we have that score up, I believe that is
2 Children of Dionysus and 0 for Single Barrel after their first.
And that is, I believe that is a steal. So we've had steals on sheets A and D. So not very efficient hammer. Hey, we have another Montreal Expos hat on here as we have a flash through from Mamma Mia.
That's unfortunate.
They must have changed their order as well because Bruce Black is listed as their second, and he was sweeping on that one. So I wonder if he is actually playing Vice. Diana Black, you can spot in the jersey, in the sweater, the jacket that says Black MD on it. Also wearing a hoodie right now. It's nice to see someone wears as many layers as I do on the ice. Considering I was here for the Glitter Bonspiel and saw Jimmy Fallon wearing basically as little as you can possibly wear in public, and wearing it out on the ice. Very intriguing shot there that went all the way nearly out of play to the side, and now it's nearly out of play to the back. That was the, see, yellow has hammer, so that was the third shot of the end for them. Or was it the fourth? No, it was the fourth. We are on Vice rods now, and yes, Bruce Black is indeed playing Vice for his daughter Diana. So I'm not sure if that means that he really needs to agree with all her line calls, or vice versa. I believe Mark Herrera is the one wearing the Montreal Expos hat, and nice little takeout there to get rid of a yellow and leave red sitting one. So the first delivery of this end for Dewey Donovan from It's All Greek to Me. Again, going under the assumption that they have not changed their lineups around, which is never a safe assumption. Actually, they all have jackets, some of them with their names on them, so should be able to check it out in a little bit. This one is going to wreck on the guard. And Diana Black is going to hop out and try to sweep her red into the house and almost get it there, but not quite.
My mom was in Sussex County, Delaware, too. It's kind of weird. Anyway, yes, they're the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Oh, I got one of the trivia questions right.
D.C. is one of 2 world capitals named for a U.S. president. The other is the capital of which African nation? That city is Monrovia. The country is Liberia.
I would have guessed that, but I couldn't remember the name of it. So, anyway, you all can't hear what's going on there, so I'm going to just... Bruce Black here, I believe, is throwing a draw. Diana Black calling off the sweepers.
Question 4.
I think they wanted this to curl a bit more and get under guard. It is not going to get, well, it's about half buried. And just heard the word backstop right there, so I'm guessing that means that It's All Greek to Me is going to try to put it on that backstop because it has gone just past the tee line. This is the last of the Vice Rocks for Dewey Donovan. Some rather frenetic sweeping, and then all of a sudden, none. You know, does anyone ever want the sweepers not to go hard? It seems like it's always hard or not at all. Hard or stop. This one dinks off the red. It's kind of, looked like it was kind of half draw, half takeout, and wound up accomplishing neither. And so that actually leaves Diana Black sitting 2, probably, definitely, now that I look up at the overhead, because Diana is kind of in my way now. Diana is going to make her way to the other end of the ice. Now here's something that maybe Janine can explain as soon as he gets the headphones back on. Why would you remove your gripper from your shoe and then slide down the ice rather than just wait until you're at the other end to take off your gripper?
I don't know.
Is it because you can get to the other end more quickly?
Probably.
I guess so. I'm not going to do that, having suffered an ab strain from doing that. So.
When it comes to that, I have switched to be a stick curler, so my gripper never comes off my curling shoes.
There you go.
That's one way. Another way of doing things.
Diana Black is delivering the first of our skip rots here. Judging by where her father is holding the broom, this is going to be a draw to a large amount of space. Of course, they need to sweep it past this yellow guard, past this yellow guard, past this yellow guard. I don't think so. And bonk.
Yeah, bonk it is.
Bonk it is, and that actually leaves a bit of a port for yellow. It's All Greek to Me for Julie Yeager to draw through that port and perhaps stick one right on the red or just in front of it. Not what Diana Black wanted there.
I don't believe so.
Don't believe so.
Or to reference another TV show, I don't think so, Tim.
I know the answer to this one, by the way.
Oh.
I have seen this film.
Oh.
I don't watch a lot of films, but I did see this one.
Oh, well, the question behind us is Mira Sorvino.
Won an Academy Award for her role in what Woody Allen film?
It has just a little something to do with...
It fits in with the Greek theme, indeed.
Yes, the answer. We're not saying it too loudly because the folks here could hear
Did they
us.
already give the answer?
No, they're just giving the questions
Oh,
now.
okay, so this is a new round of questions?
Yes,
okay.
this is round 2.
Round 2, okay.
Well, we know the answer is the mighty Aphrodite.
Right. Sheet C has just finished the second end, and we can tell you it was definitely not a blank. No idea what it was aside from that. Here comes the shot from Julie Yeager, and she's taken the other draw path, which is curious, and she's right on the guard, which is not ideal, and partway plugged up that port. I really don't understand why she took that draw path. That's strange to me. Because if she'd come down the draw path through that port, do we have a view of that? Yeah. Yeah, if she'd taken through the port to the right, she could have essentially stopped her stone anywhere shy of that red one, and it would have been very difficult to get rid of that because of all the guards out in front would block one draw path, and then the other draw path, well, you could get it to that rock, but you certainly wouldn't be able to take it out.
Okay, we did learn on sheet C,
Yep.
red 2. So 2 for team assertion.
Question number 9. Number 9. This is good for a bunch of curlers. What in magic the official animal of Scotland. What imaginary creature is the official animal of Scotland?
On sheet A, Courtney Shaw has a hit for 3.
Andy, if you get this wrong, we are kicking you out of the club.
And Diana Black goes through the port that I thought
Ooh.
Julie Yeager would go through, and it's going to be maybe a tad heavier than she wanted to, but
Ooh.
not too much. And that is certainly going to force Yeager to 1, assuming she gets through that port.
Because right now, red is, Mamma Mia is sitting 3 red.
Yeah,
My
and
goodness.
so the shot here for Julie Yeager is fairly obvious. Follow Diana Black's stone through that path, and then she'll have backing.
And question number 10.
Of course, if she gets through the port, she's made the
After
shot.
this, we've got our 2
Most
out
likely.
of 3 questions, and then we'll go into a brief halftime. Question number 10. The rapper Pitbull is known for referring to himself as Mr. 305. What major American city, his birthplace, is home to the 305 area code?
I can't believe there's a question
And
about
the rapper
Pitbull
is
at
known
the
for
at
referring
Embassy
to
Road,
himself
Greece.
as Mr. 305. What major American city?
What
his
major
birthplace
American
is
city?
home
The sad part is that even I know this.
I know
and
this
I-
too.
yeah.
Area code
Question number
305.
10. After this, we'll have the 2 out of 3 questions.
And this is the hammer in our second end.
This is going way out wide. I
Yeah,
don't.
this is going wide.
I mean,
Ooh.
wide enough that it is going to go out of
No.
play. I don't even know what the call was there to try to go. She went all the way around the port, and it's a fairly wide port. Whatever she was aiming at on the far side would have been much more difficult than that. This is why I sometimes wish we had microphones down on the ice that actually, well, we do have microphones down on the ice. Sometimes I wish we had microphones on the curlers, or perhaps if we could do between end interviews and say, why did you do that?
Oh,
Sheet. Okay, we've got some score updates now. We are through 2 ends on every sheet. On sheet D, Single Barrel took 1 back with the hammer. They trail 2-1. Sheet C, we had
That is the end of round
a
number
steal
2,
of 2
which means it's now time
for
2 out of 3
T-Lines and
questions. Here's how
Rink
that works.
Ladies.
I'm gonna
They
give you a
lead
question
2-0
that
after
has
that
3
blank in the
possible
first.
oh wait, no, it's
I want you to take
I'm
2
sorry, I
guesses.
have that totally backwards. Team Assertion with the steal of 2 against T-Lines and Rink Ladies. They lead 2-0.
You get 1 correct answer, you get 10
It's a good thing
points.
Janine is here to keep track of me. On sheet A, I've not seen a score update as yet. Courtney Shaw
Anyway,
had
you got
a
a
hit
question.
for 3.
The Corinthian War,
So I don't know if she
took place in
made
the
it.
4th century BC, pitted Sparta against 4 Greek city-states.
It certainly looked like a makeable hit. The only question was avoiding the jam.
Of the other 3 Greek city-states
And with
that
that,
took part
I am going to take a little break.
okay.
once again, the 4th
Hey,
century
leaving
Corinthian War,
leaving you all stuck with me, myself, and I.
one of which
Again, this is the fifth and last draw of today. That would be Saturday, the 23rd of November. And this is day 2 of our Embassy Row Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. Every year it's a different country, and this year's focus, as you've heard, is Greece. And that stone goes to the back 12. The red team is still sitting 1 at this time. And go back to the hack. And if you're able to ever stop by, what I would recommend is you check out our club website first. And that is curldc.org. Again, curldc.org. Pretty easy to remember. And you'll see all the different leagues that we have going. You'll see especially the Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza. And the beginning of that, the first hour of that, is for new curlers to sign up. About 12 spots are available. Spend an hour teaching you the basics of curling, Then we stop for a hearty breakfast, including eggs, bacon, deep fried scrabble, sausage. Kind of meat heavy. So if you're on the Atkins diet or keto perhaps, you'll be doing just fine. And then after that, there are then 20 members also. So between the 32 people, you break it up into teams of 4 and play a mini game. And again, since we have a bunch of beginners, it's more so let's just be fun, have fun, laugh at our mistakes, and we're just here to learn. All right, that one did hit the red. It also bumped into the third. Okay. Red is still is sitting 2 at this time. Let's see what they.
About 45 seconds to turn in your answer sheet.
All right, it looks like Odessa is having a conversation with Skip Diana about some strategy, what they want to do, where the broom should be for her to. Oh, hold on, more discussion. So more about the website. Also, there's plenty of leagues. We also have a Learn to Curl coming up in a couple of weeks. Anyone interested in learning how to curl, that would be the best time. Sign up. We did have an open house about last weekend. I think we will be having another one in a couple of months. So that's another good reason to check out the website. Hold on. Is it gonna? No, it doesn't look like it's gonna bite. As you know, a bite means it just has a little piece of something, as in it's holding on by the skin of its teeth, so to speak. Okay. Yeah, that's a technical term. Biting. As stated, we are at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center. Our facilities are connected to the Garden Ice House in Laura, Maryland. So if you've been there to watch somebody practice hockey, have a hockey game, or learn how to figure skate, then you've been here. You just didn't know it. Okay, here we go. Next rock. This is Odessa's rock after a bit of discussion.
Round number 2. The scores have tightened up a little bit, which is very nice. Appreciate that. While we relax, take a minute or two. Clear it up.
Well, I don't know what happened on sheet A because I did not see any yellow rods in. Or maybe I just had my colors reversed. I thought that Courtney Shaw was on, just had a tap for a couple points. I probably had the colors reversed because that was a steal of 1. So we've had 3 stolen in a row. Well, 3 stolen in 2 ends by Team Furon.
Yeah, Team Furon is yellow.
Yeah. I might have been thinking.
Oh, hey, Bo's back.
Oh, yeah, that's that. In case you haven't figured that out, I can see that we gained quite a few listeners while I was gone, so maybe I should head out again.
And hopefully they will stay since you are back. Okay, we have passed that far hog line. We're approaching the house. A little bit of active sweeping, 3 sweepers. Let's take the overhead view.
Well, unfortunately, it kind of guards the stone of the other color.
Well, but again, right now it only looks like 1 red is sitting as shot.
Right.
Number 9, what imaginary creature is the official animal of Scotland? Andy, you want to take this one? Yes, it is a unicorn. A unicorn. And finally, number 10, the
Bruce
rapper
Black having
Pitbull
some
is ready for
cross-eyed
French
discussion
himself.
with his daughter about this next
Question
shot.
305. What major American city, his birthplace, is home to the 305 area code? That is Miami. Miami.
And I'm pleased to say that I got the Pitbull question correct,
Yes.
which actually kind of saddens me. I don't remember any philosophy, but I can get a question about Pitbull.
And the previous question we also had right with our guesses.
Athens, of course. They fought against Argos.
Is that Mighty Aphrodite?
And they fought against
Yes?
Yes, that.
And the national mythical
So if you said 2 of those, you got 20 points. If you said 1, you got
animal,
0.
the official one for the country of Scotland.
Round number 2. Here are
It
your
is
scores.
not the Loch Ness Monster. It is the unicorn. And that is verified by Mr. Andrew Inglis, who is from from Scotland. His parents still live back home in Scotland. So we can tell you that our the Embassy Row, we highlighted a different country, and last year was Scotland. So that was Andrew and his wife Judy were the main coordinators. And of course, they got on the phone with Mom and Dad and got some great recipes. The food last year was great, and I'm telling you, the food this year, wow.
All right, round number 3 is our
I'm actually wearing a T-shirt for the band Enter the Haggis, which I probably should have worn last year, although they are actually Canadian, so.
Well,
appropriate
hold on
anyway.
a second. Do we want a shot of said T-shirt?
All right,
Give us a moment to get focused.
so this is a T-shirt for the band Enter
Hold
the
on,
Haggis.
I gotta switch. There you go.
There you go.
question.
That's
Enter
them.
the haggis.
Enter the Haggis.
Enter the haggis.
Yes, they're basically Canadian rock with bagpipes or other sorts of pipes.
Okie dokie.
Because he's said to resemble
Their trademark song is called One Last Drink. It's about a dying man who decides to live it up before he
Goes.
heads out of town. It's a very sweet song.
Yeah.
Bruce Black, his first shot over curled a bit and didn't really add much for them unless, I mean, it's kind of another guard for the shot that they have on the forefoot.
Ooh.
I think he'd really prefer to put one of these on the center line and really take away that one just went to the same place as the last one. So I can't see much utility in that, and still leaving a fair amount of forefoot available for the draw, of course. And we do have one more Vice Rock left here for Dewey Donovan, I believe. Again, in a lot of cases, the names we are somewhat guessing unless they have their names on the back. Actually, we have Diamond State curlers on 2 sheets back to back.
Oh, wonderful.
depicted as green with a turtle shell on their backs. What creature from
Right now, they're both
is said to lure
using
people
yellow
into
rods, and they are both
water
trailing.
in an attempt to drown them?
But that,
And
I think
also
that might be
depicted as
changing
green
here a
with a
bit.
turtle shell on their backs. What creature
Up,
from
no, right on the
Japanese
guard.
mythology
So hey, maybe Bruce Black knew what he was doing with that guard.
drown them?
I'm not sure.
So.
That is question number 12.
Yeah, Mighty Aphrodite is a film that I saw and enjoyed. That was back when I watched every Woody Allen film when it came out. I was a big fan of his work. Loved Annie Hall and
What creature from Japanese mythology
loved Woody Allen and loved Bill Cosby. So
in an attempt
two things that were not really good to be fans of these days. Sheet C, incidentally, T-Lines and Rink Ladies have pulled one back, so they are down 2-1 after 3 without the hammer.
What does this do? Okay.
Sheet A is complicated, and that's all I'll say about that.
Thank you, Forrest.
On sheet B, the Mamma Mia people are sort of looking back at me and laughing. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. We can assure you that people on the ice cannot hear us out there, which is probably for the best.
LGBT community. Again, what civil rights organization is best known for its work and support of the LGBT?
And we have a Hogstone on C. We've all been there.
Also a shout out to Rumsfeld. Again, question number 13.
Of course, mine these days tend to be, you're going to stop sliding soon. No, really, you're going to stop sliding soon. It is physically impossible for you not to stop sliding soon. I can't believe you've hit the hack. Well, not literally hit the hack, but because that would be bad and people are guarding the hack.
If you're not local, I strongly urge you to come out for it.
All right, Courtney Shaw has a very interesting shot on sheet A. With, oh, geez, 4? What is going on with hero shot over there? This is a hero shot from Courtney Shaw. Trying to get in there in the midst of 4 yellows, and I believe has done so. Hit one and roll, well, I don't know. Diana Black is basically going to plug up that port. So unless they can really move some things in 2 ends here,
Number 14.
this will be a steal of 1.
Had her breakout role as the Latina Elena Montero in the movie The Mask of Zorro.
It looks like it's all Greek to me. It's looking at a very complicated set of short-range runbacks. I don't think the angles are there to get the yellow one promoted at all.
Name that actress. That's question number 14.
And I'd be very surprised if that's what they're trying. But I was surprised in their last shot. You know, they could be trying to run back the red that is at bottom right of your overhead view.
Oops, sorry.
And
Back
run
there you
it.
go.
I'm staring up at the screen anyway. They could be trying to run that one back into the yellow that is in, well, but then they would need to have the yellow go at such an angle that it takes the red off the button.
Bo, I'm going to tell you to stop surmising because I can see the steam coming out of your ears. Your gears are working a little too hard.
What class of medication is often used
Because
in abnormal heart rhythms?
that was meant to be a nice. That was meant to be nice. That was not being cruel.
Again, question number
That was
15.
just saying that
Class of medication
there are too many options here. We're just really.
Oh, I see. She's trying. She, I think, is trying to promote the one she has in the middle, and she did hit it.
Ooh, but where would it? How far in?
Okay, not a bad shot. I think maybe a little narrower and a little more weight would have gotten that into the forefoot for her. There is a long guard that you can't see on the overhead that
Well, I've
is
changed the view, so it's the long guard view.
Yeah, and so that will make it very difficult for Diana Black to get anywhere through there. Not that she really needs to. I mean, she's.
I don't know. I think what I would do is plug that hole so. It's all Greek with the hammer. Can't go back on that same line or catch that Yellowstone and promote it into the center and closer to the button.
You're thinking of guarding essentially on the center line?
that is the end of round
I'd say a little bit, get around that far away guard,
It is now time
and
for our
then,
range question, and here's how this works.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I
give
think
you a
there's
question
steam
with
coming from my ears too now. My gears are turning and turning, trying to figure this out. I'm just gonna
Break down your
stop
guess for
before
that.
I hurt myself.
She could be very aggressive and try to have it, throw it just to the left of the center line and come down and hit the yellow one that's full 8. But they wouldn't gain much from that because yellow is second and third shot right now, and that would actually hit the third shot. This is much more finely weighted than that. I think it's going to go too far left, though. I think it's just going to hit their long guard.
Yes, it will. And you can hear Bruce. Oh, it may. Is it going to hog?
No, but it's
Just going to hit.
it provides just a little bit more traffic, preventing that draw. They're not looking at a draw right now, though. I think they're seeing if they can promote straight down the middle.
in what
It
theater
is there,
in the
but you
20th
have to
century
hit it
did he take
just at the
offense?
right angle to make
I
it.
left 3 minutes to try your
Because
answer
if
sheet.
you were to hit that yellow one on the nose, I think it would dink off that red one. Oh, no, maybe not. If you can. Yeah, if they can get enough contact on the yellow that is just in front of the 12-foot, but they have to hit it, then they have, the weight has to be just perfect because it has to be almost touching the button.
Well, if they fail, it's just to score 1.
Yeah, there's not much
Give it
risk
away?
here. There's not much risk here. I don't see much of a way unless they somehow manage to do a double takeout with their own stones. They're not going to give up more than 1. So I think that is what she's trying. Because she's going to want to throw this roughly T-line weight, maybe just probably T-line weight. On sheet A, Courtney Shaw did score 1.
Okay, we'll update that in a moment.
Yep, on our feature sheet. Okay, this needs to curl and hit unless it banks in off an angle on the one that's in the 8-foot. All sorts of possibilities here. This could be fun. Let's watch this. Bonk and bonk. Oh my, that was close.
Oh.
Nice effort there from Julie Yeager.
Nice effort, too. Now they have to, the Vices have to decide.
No, it was 1 red.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Okey-dokey.
Sheet D, we are through 3 ends now, is 4-1 in favor of Children of Dionysus, which means Philadelphia is beating Pittsburgh. So Eagles over Steelers.
Uh-oh.
We're not going to say Flyers over Penguins because we don't acknowledge either of those teams here in D.C. The Islanders, okay, because the Islanders have Barry Trotz, who coached the Washington Capitals to the Stanley Cup 2 years ago. And so whatever Barry Trotz does, I think we're okay with.
Yeah, it's kind of like Joe Gibbs, St. Joe. When the Redskins were pretty great back in the 80s.
For the team that, well, I'm not going to editorialize too much about that franchise. Sheet C is clipping along at a pretty good pace here.
Okay, here we are, catching up to this first lead stone for Team Mamma Mia. Nice center guard. All right, do we have all our scores updated?
I think so. Sheet C is actually well underway in the 4th. Wrecked on the guard there. On skip rots on sheet C, I'm not exactly sure which skip rots they are. Actually, I think this will be the first of our, no? Yeah, this will be the first of our skip rots coming from Brian Uffy. They're taking a good while to sort that out, so maybe after a while they won't be. Funny moment here is Courtney Shaw and Diana Black are holding these brooms on sheets A and B right next to each other, and they have a little chat. Separated only by a few inches. As Courtney calls one very wide, and actually is going to take one out right onto Diana's foot. Nope, Diana moved, and the takeout was made.
Hey, here to get hammered. Did you want to circle this one or not? I can't tell. No. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And on our feature game, Diana Black back in a more familiar position, and they are doubling up the center guard.
Yes, I did hear you.
Yellow has kind of a corner guard. The call here is to go around all those guards and get to
center.
I just realized that one of the reasons people are looking back at us is because the games are all on the TV back behind us, and so they can actually turn around and
See the broadcast that we're giving to you.
right. So in case they don't want to take the time to walk down the ice and look for themselves, they can just turn around and see what angles we're showing.
So just more pressure for us to keep the score updated correctly. Thanks.
Well, for us to keep it correctly, they have to keep it correctly. And speaking of which, do we have 4-1 over on sheet D?
Hold on a second. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Yes, we have 4-1 on sheet D. Red Children of Dionysus are ahead of the one for single barrel. Oh.
Run up here to be the first to get your answer sheet. It really does not matter.
And if you love center guards, you're going to love sheet B right now.
All right, double checking. Do we have an update on sheet A? No, it is still listed as 3-1.
That's 3-1. They're in the fourth.
All right, and our score is 5-0. And
yeah, all of our games are in the fourth. Sheet C is the farthest along. They are.
Because he is said to resemble what current president? That president's name is Xi Jinping.
Okay, I think this is the first of the skip rocks for red, and it is going to wreck on a guard.
all right, on sheet B, we went around the guards in the 8, in the forfeit. Very nicely done.
To lure people into water in an attempt to drown them. That is known as a kappa. A kappa. Yes, I know at least one team got it right. I don't remember anyone else did. Question 3, what civil rights organization is best known for its work in support of the LGBT community? That is Lambda, or Lambda Legal. Lambda. Number 14, what actress had her breakout role as the Latina Elena Montero in The Mask of Zorro? Despite being Welsh in real life, that is Catherine Zeta-Jones.
All right,
Yep.
So
I know the answers to the quiz.
And question 15, what class of medication is often used to
on sheet C, incidentally, Team Lions and Rink Ladies are really building up to a possible steal here. They've got the first and second shot. The last of their skip rocks coming up now.
To have been the 11th of his name. Yes, I know.
Team Assertion has the hammer,
In what year
having
did
just
he take
kind of
office?
wasted their
He took
last
office
shot.
all the way back in
They can be line 3
1922.
with a draw to an awful lot of space.
30 points. Anywhere between 1917 and 27, he got 20 points. 1912 to 32.
Just going to keep an eye on that shot as it
So
comes
after
down.
round number 3, here are your scores. Only fours, you have 150 points. Kicking your
This looks like a
Asterisk,
pretty good draw.
165. Fellowship of the Ring, 180.
Yeah, very good.
Team Kennedy, 115.
Should stop
Color
right
Screens,
there. Yeah,
3 and
stops just shy of the T line.
Team Fearon, you have the
Okay,
lead with
and
190.
B.
Drinks and Phalanx,
Absolutely
105,
no
and
double
here to
takeout
get hammered,
possibility.
160
So
points.
Team Assertion is just
It's
going to
time now
have
for
to
round number
draw
4.
at a
This is your
difficult
last chance to
angle.
Use your doubler and divider. If you have not used it yet, you must use it.
On sheet B, we have
Okay,
guards
question
and
number
more guards
16
in front of the
tonight,
one
question
red
16.
in the house. And that's
In
bad
March
news for
2018,
It's All Greek to me because they really need to get into the house somehow. And they're going for a run back.
Played by Joshua Dela
Here we
Cruz,
go.
filling the role previously held in the original series by Steve and Joe. Again, in March 2018, Nickelodeon announced a reboot of what TV series, which will have Josh, played by Joshua Dela Cruz, filling the role previously held in the original series by
Well,
Steve
I thought this was a promotion
and
attempt.
Joe.
Actually, I think they thought it was a promotion attempt too. It's just gone way wide. It's going to flash.
Number 16.
Oh, indeed, a flash.
Again, I do remind you, please do
On
not
sheet
shout
C,
out
Joe
your
Assertion
answers.
with a difficult draw or tap, and I think he's got it, and he does. So that will be one red. Team Assertion takes a 3-1 lead after 3 ends. Wait, no, after 4 ends because they had that blank. So it is 3-1 at the halfway point on sheet C.
Name that TV series. question number 16.
Our delivery here on sheet B. The worst thing they could do would be to bump the yellow one into the house.
I think they're just, I don't know. I mean,
That would be the worst thing they can do, but they're not going to. They're going to slide just past it. Well, yeah, just a slight rub, and that's fine.
get a second one in
Question
the
number
house.
17. Number 17. What Greek muse of history
Probably would have preferred to get it around that guard and get in the scoring position, but that's okay. So I think yellow is going to take another shot at that promotion.
Gives her name to an annual award for excellence.
Just like Dagwood Bumstead, they're going to take another shot at a promotion.
Name that Greek muse of history. That's question number 17.
I'm a journalist. There's no such thing as a promotion in our industry. There's either you hold your job or you don't. Or you get that freelance assignment or you don't, in my case. This is a better shot at the promotion. It's not quite going to give. It's better. It will get a yellow into the range, but it's going to be third shot. And so Diana Black immediately calling for a guard from her father. Just to close off the
Port.
yeah, close off the port. It's a fairly wide port right now, but
Question number 18.
but that said, there's only
The Willis
part
Tower
of that
in
port is really
Chicago,
useful.
America's tallest building until 2014, was originally built to hold offices for what company?
And so
Again, the Willis Tower in
I know the
Chicago,
answer to this one too,
America's
Janine.
tallest building
Ah, do you?
It's
The Willis
I
Tower
believe
was
it's a
originally built
company
to
that
hold
used to have a catalog that was very popular.
Ah, okay. Say no more. Say no more.
Yep. Trying to get Mr. Blackstone across the hog line, and they do, and it is just fine. That is actually, I'm sure it gave the sweepers a little bit of work to do, but that is just fine.
And let's take a faraway view of it so you can see. Okay. Back to the hack. Scoreboard going back up on the screen for you. Never worry.
On sheet A, I think Courtney Shaw just burped. No. No, I don't think, actually, no, I think she just exhaled sharply after a shot that didn't quite go as she was hoping. Speaking of shots that didn't quite go as they were hoping, whoa, hey, somebody grab that. Okay, so they've replaced a red with a yellow.
Number 19. The most recent instrumental to top the Billboard Hot 100 was what 2012 song by Bauer? B-A-U-E-R, Bauer.
I have no idea what the answer to this one is.
Dance craze in early 2013.
I have no idea what a
Again,
viral
the
dance
last
craze is.
instrumental to top the Billboard Hot 100.
An
was what
instrumental?
song,
Yeah.
from
I'm married, I don't know if to
2012
dance
by
anymore.
Bauer.
I actually just learned an instrumental in my last bass lesson. It was by the Meters. It's the Sissy, C-I-S-S-Y,
Number 19.
shake or slide or shuffle.
Yes,
Really
the
cool
song was
bass
from
line.
2012. Praise was
So-
from early
Oh, wait. Maybe it is the curly shuffle.
No, it's definitely not the curly shuffle, which I actually heard recently. And like, oh, this is fun, nostalgia. And about 15 seconds later, I said, okay, that's enough of that. Sheet A has just finished the fourth end, and I don't know what exactly happened, but it didn't look like things were going well for Hero Draw. Did we get that sheet D update where it's now 5? Steal of 1 there in the
And question number 20.
steal of 1 there in the
Last
fourth
question
for
of this
child
round.
Have it
After
now.
this, we'll
diagnosis.
have who, what, or where. Question number 20. What programming language first released in 1991?
So our feature game is the slowest. It's the only one that is still in the fourth end, which is great news for those of us who have to
Again,
drive
what
back to
programming
Virginia and then
language
drive back in the
first
morning.
released in 1991 was named
No, we'd stay here for all of these, of course.
Comedy show. Name that programming language. That is question number 20.
There's a player for Team Furon wearing the name Jacob on the back of his shirt, which does not match the first or last name of anyone on the roster that was given. So if we see them tomorrow, we will ask them what their names really are.
Okay. And I believe we have an update on sheet C. It is now 3-1. Again, after the fourth end, 3-1. Agreed?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. 5-1 on D, 3-1 on C. A is 1-3, or have they hung up a new score?
That is 4-1.
Okay, Team Furon got another one. Okie
So
dokie.
5-1 on sheet D. And what band recorded the song 5-1?
What?
Oh, you have to know the answer to that one.
Which one? I'm sorry.
What band recorded the song 5-1?
All right, that is the end
No,
of
I
round
actually don't. I can't
number
recall.
5-1 and 1 and 5. The next line provided the name for either a book or a documentary about the band in question, which was, of course, The Doors.
Ah,
Write your answer down.
that was before my time.
The next line was, no one here gets out alive.
Ah, see,
Bring it in early.
that may have rung a bell.
0 for the question.
No, not really. I would have been, okay, it's a 60s band, but that's all I know.
After each clue, you'll have 1 minute to bring up your answer.
The world leaders in promotion attempts now, but this one's also going to flash wide.
Clue number 1 worth 40
That's
points.
a shame.
Yeah, just
Who, what, or where am I talking about? I'll just tell you right now.
our yellow team here has just ended up with a whole lot of promotion attempts, and they're just not panning out.
March 22nd, 1952. In Queens, New York.
And just to make things more difficult, I believe Diana Black is going to guard one.
Though they did
Okay.
not have a good relationship. He has appeared in movies like The Scout
She has one shot left.
and Pootie Tang. Always as either himself or a thinly veiled caricature. Again, he was born on March 22nd, 1952 in
Yeah,
Queens,
Diana
New
Black,
York.
with her last shot, I do think is going to try to guard this promotion.
Though they did not have a good relationship.
Actually,
He has
I'm
appeared
starting to
in
wonder if
movies
that
like
guy's
The Scout,
shirt on sheet A, where it says Jacob, and then it says something like it's apparently some sort of Danish curling club. So either they're visiting from Denmark or he borrowed someone else's shirt.
And then in that case, it may be pronounced Jakob.
It might be Jakob. That is still not matching any of the names on our spreadsheet. A lot of them have GNCC junior program shirts, so I'm guessing that they are the GNCC.
Could be
grade
visiting
split.
from, maybe a foreign exchange student.
Could be. Under a different name.
Uh-oh. That froze.
Ah.
May
Wonder
have
whose shot you're
lost.
talking about. Well, I can tell you on sheet B, Diana Black's shot to guard the promotion is going to guard the promotion.
It is going to, well,
Yeah, in fact, it's going to pretty much freeze to it. So,
okay.
well, I mean,
Well, you can still do it,
yeah, it just means you have one more rot to hit through.
but since they're
So-
so close.
Yeah, so in fact, it might have been better if that shot had drifted just
No one else.
a half rock
Clue number
farther
2
over,
about the same person.
so that would have been impossible to hit it. That because yeah, it is unfortunately for Diana Black, who lined up at the perfect angle for a promotion.
On the St. Louis
It is still not an easy shot.
He lost his most famous job in 2017 after controversial comments regarding the impact of the game of football on players' brains. Again, in 1995, he received a star on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. He lost his most famous job in 2017 after controversial comments regarding the impact of football on players' brains. Who am I
I have
talking
no
about?
idea the answer to this trivia question, and I really should.
Isn't that Frank Gifford? I don't know. No,
Oh,
I don't
no,
think so.
No, because I think he was long gone by then.
But long gone, but yeah.
Yeah,
past.
not long gone, but gone. Yeah. certainly not working in broadcasting anymore at that point.
No.
In fact, I think he actually had brain problems of his own, unfortunately, like a lot of contact sports athletes, or collision sport, as football really is. Oh, here comes our promotion attempt.
Ooh.
This actually doesn't look bad.
Here we
No,
go,
It's
here
got
we
a
go.
curl. It's got a curl.
And
Oh, it's not going to curl.
Gonna curl.
No, so that is another steal. At this point, we're going to have to arrest Mamma Mia.
For stealing.
Yeah. I realize I'm probably not the first person who's ever said that. So.
Okay, let's take if we can. Anything happening on D? No, still 5-1. C still showing the same score, 3-1. A.
20 points.
A is still
4-1.
4-1, and yeah, she.
In a 2010
Bruce Black with the
episode,
worst
The
toss
Simpsons
of
where
a
Homer and Marge
gripper
played
I've
the
ever
US
seen. It
curling
almost
team.
landed on another sheet.
He guest voiced as himself. He was the voice of 13 different Olympic Games, though famously only missed one opening ceremony due to an eye infection.
Oh,
Again, in a 2010 episode of
I-
The Simpsons where Homer and Marge make the U.S. curling team, he guest voiced as himself. He was the voice of 13 different Olympics.
I believe it.
Famously only missed
Just
one
to say it
opening
quietly.
ceremony
I believe that's a Greek last name, isn't it?
Who?
talking about. You have 60 seconds for 20
I believe it's a Greek last name,
Oh, I can't.
starting with C.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who says this. I can't remember what the line was, but the second part of the line was in the agony of defeat. Will you see that skier who?
Oh no, that I actually was thinking that at first. That is the man who had the unfortunate task of informing America about the 1972 tragedy. But I believe this question, it had to do with an eye infection that caused him to miss action in one of his Olympics, and
So that wasn't who I was thinking of.
I do not believe it was the ABC commentator that you were thinking of,
Okay.
who in 1972 was on the air
Oh,
for
gosh.
the horrible.
Yeah, what happened in Munich?
Yeah, for the horrible events in Munich. I believe it was a more recent one who is still very active.
Your answer sheet after this. Clue number 4 worth 10 points. He is a Greek-American sportscaster known for his long tenure with NBC. He is a Greek-American sportscaster known for his long tenure.
Okay, I work for NBC and I don't know the answer to this.
Clue number 4 worth 10 points.
That's not
Turn
good.
your answer sheet if you're not done so already.
A Greek-American sportscaster who works known for his long tenure with NBC.
Was that Jimmy the Greek?
No, he was
He has passed on.
he was on a different network.
Oh, oops. Well, but hey, I mean, his name. He's known as Jimmy the Greek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same
Same
answer.
person.
Could be the same person. Yeah.
For all we know, yeah.
I don't think of him as Greek American, but I do think it's a Greek last name. So, meanwhile, on our feature game, as Yellow desperately needs to generate some offense here.
Yeah, they do. But it's there's still time. Okay, there is time.
Well, you know, there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them.
Thank you. And the name of that song was, oh, hi, hold on a second. We've got a visit from Jeannie Davis, one of our co-coordinators of this Bonspiel. So hold on a moment. Go ahead, Bo.
Oh, the name of that song was, of course, Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce. I was just going to continue the theme and mention that we have Bad Tim Leroy Brown on sheet D. Janine has been called into service somewhere else. I'm going to... Oh. The TV behind us is actually behind the action that I see in front of me, so that was kind of freaky. I thought for a second we had the camera at a different place. Anyway, we should be fine right here for now. On sheet B, Yellow has a guard and Red has two in the house. I can tell you on sheet A, we have a gaggle of guards by the wall, I guess gathering for, I don't know, because they all like frost, or they all want to be outside. I'm not sure. On sheet B, this looks like an attempt to split the house and get one buried behind yellow's corner guard. It is starting to go now, and starting to go very much. That was interesting. It just, as if it made a little L shape, it just sort of turned left and stopped. Well, so it's a center guard. I believe, as you can tell from the voice of Courtney Shaw, well, you can tell from the voice there, that is Courtney Shaw saying she doesn't believe there's a good place to draw. Yeah. And, oh, look, we're getting another promotion attempt. Because we love promotion attempts, or perhaps guard peels. No, I'm sorry, they were just peeling the guard.
Oh, okay. Well,
All right, everyone, please come on up and get your answer sheets. Everyone, please come on up, get those answer sheets as we get ready for the big one.
ooh, if you can hear behind us, they're getting ready for the big one in the big trivia contest. There are some decent prizes, I'll let you know.
I still want to know the answers to the last one.
He may go over them, I'm not sure.
I hope so. If not, I may have to go over and bug the Fellowship of the Rink, which is attempting to add a trivia title to their A final berth.
Uh-huh.
On sheet A, we're throwing ludicrous speed.
Answers for for round number 4, question number 16. In March 2018, Nickelodeon announced a reboot of what TV series?
Okay,
Drake.
Josh, played by Joshua Dela Cruz, filling the role previously held in the original series by Steve and Joe. They are all the announcer. They're the only humans in Blue's Clues.
What?
Blue's Clues.
I nearly said that.
We really
Oh, I
moved
liked
stars.
Blue's Clues.
I'd forgotten that the second dude was named Joe.
Question number 17. What Greek
So-
muse of history gives her name to an annual award for excellence in advertising? Those are known
That's the
Clio
Cleos.
Awards.
Yes.
Yes.
CLIO.
All right.
All right, so hopefully you can
Number
hear the
18,
quiz
Willis
questions
Tower
behind
in
us.
Chicago IL. America's tallest building until 2014.
America's tallest building was Willis Tower, built for what company? I want to say Sears.
Willis Tower for many, many years was known as the Sears
And it
Tower.
was indeed, because it was known as the Sears Tower.
Indeed.
All right, so I've gotten 2 of these.
Last instrumental to top the
Ooh,
Billboard
Last
I wanna hear this
instrumental
one.
to top the Billboard charts. No idea. 2012 song by Bauer.
Dance craze in early 2013.
Apparently a viral dance craze,
That was
2013.
the Harlem Shake.
The
Ah.
Harlem Shake. Okay.
A
Okay.
little bit I learned. Anyone know what the earliest instrumental was before that with the Harlem Shake?
Harlem Shuffle.
That's right, the Miami Vice theme song was
Oh.
number 1. The 80s were weird.
Okay.
And finally, question number
Talking about
22,
instrumentals
what
here
programming
as a
language
shot
was
from
released
Team
in
Assertion goes through
1991?
on.
Okay,
Good.
hold on.
Classic BBC comedy show.
What
The
class?
programming language is Python. Python.
Oh, what
After
programming
Monty
language is named after a BBC? I did not hear the question.
Where?
Monty
Born in
Python.
Queens,
Yeah.
New York in 1952. Appeared in The Scout, Cars 3, Pootie Tang. Really from St. Louis. Loves curling. Voice of the Olympics. We are talking about Bob Costas.
Bob Costas.
That's right, Costas is of Greek
So with all
origin.
that being said,
Wait a
let's
minute, was
go
the-
over those scores as
Wait a
we
minute,
head
was the
into
Costas
big
clue
one.
the same
I will
as?
go in ascending order.
Because I was thinking of Bob Costas as the guy who hosted many Olympics, but then had the eye infection.
You know what? That was him.
That was him, and then they just had a Greek American sportscaster. I guess that was also.
Long term with NBC, that would be Costas.
At 200,
Yes, it would.
only 4s. Tied with 205.
Meanwhile, in our feature game,
This is what the house looks like. You are sitting 2 red at this point in time.
In second place with 235, kicking your asterisk. And currently in first with 250, Team Theron. All right, it is now time for the big one. And here's how it works. I'm
All right.
going to give you all a category.
the big one.
The
Keep going, category.
tonight is
Category.
Famous tunes.
What do you say?
Famous
Famous tunes.
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 Yes. So not Roger Rabbit.
Darn. That's
You
what
may
I was
risk
thinking.
anything from 0 to 100 points.
Oh, it's basically
Right
Final
now,
Jeopardy. You
Ooh.
can risk.
They get to
and bring
risk.
it up to me. Once I have everyone's wager, I will
Give you,
every-
yo, just
once
like
I
Jeopardy.
have everyone's wager,
That's right.
I will
Give you the
read
question.
the question.
I won a
Read the
giant
question in
bag
order,
of
one
Halloween
song
candy
and
in my
one song
referee
only
recertification
to
class
write down your answer.
because the team that was in, we were in second
Everyone is
place.
coming up and telling
Everyone
me
missed the
their
last
wagers.
question, but the team that was in first place bet too much,
Okay,
and so we won.
once everyone's wagered, I'll ask the question. If you get
Do
it
we have
right,
the sheet
you
C
win your
score
wager,
update
get it
through
wrong,
5?
you lose your wager, and we'll be done. And the top 3 teams will get
It
some
is now
awesome
3 to
prizes
2
that are
as
all over here behind me.
Sheet C?
yeah,
I don't
as
know
T
what
Lions and
number.
Rink
They are
Rink
mystery
Ladies
bags,
scored
but
1.
I assure you they are awesome.
That was our closest game.
I assume so. This is Potomac
Well, the
right.
team, one or two of the trivia teams are saying, well, what's the prize? There is a prize, but
Yeah.
good Lord, what? That depends if you're going to play or not, or continue to play or not. All right, they
So-
took out.
And yeah, and on
Reds?
sheet D, it is we've had 2 consecutive steals by Children of Dionysus, so they are up 6 to 1
6 to 1.
after 5 ends.
Okay, all of the wagers are in, which means it is now time for the big one.
Okay, the big trivia question. We will relay it to you
This
here.
question, you'll have the span of one song and one song only.
Okay.
About 3.5 minutes.
One song's 3.5.
The category, once again, famous tunes.
Famous
Famous
tunes.
song,
famous
T-U-N-E-S.
Here comes
Okay.
the big one.
Big one.
Good luck. The melody to what commonly heard song
The melody to what
was
commonly
originally
first song?
an 18th century ode to a Greek poet named Anacreon?
Was originally an ode to an 18th century poet named Anacreon.
A Greek
Was
poet.
originally an 18th century ode to a Greek poet named Anacreon.
I can honestly say I have no earthly idea.
An 18th
And
century.
I know my music.
Commonly heard song.
Well, I know my 20th century music. I do not know my 21st century music.
Okay, this is, so it was written in the 1700s.
The original melody. But the
Yes.
song
It was an
is-
ode to this Greek poet named, can't remember the name already.
Well, the melody was taken
The
from
melody.
that, but the actual song as recorded was not as one of Courtney Shaw's stones is swept out, Courtney Shaw's hammer is swept out the back, it appears.
We just had a hog stone here on B. Ooh, and brief camera freeze. All right,
a
so
hot stone on B.
yeah.
Oh my
it was
goodness.
one of Diana's.
Diana. Wow, that's
Yeah.
unlike her.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Pressure of competition.
Okay, on sheet A, that actually was 1 for Courtney Shaw, so hero draw is now down 4 to 2 without hammer, so they're staying in it. But that early steal of 2 is really gnawing at them right now. Especially since they gave up a steal of 1 immediately after that.
I want to know the answer to this question.
I do too, and I'm going to kick
Behind us.
myself if it's something if it's
But
a song
it's
I actually
commonly,
know.
he said that it's commonly heard, like today, in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe it's not the theme song to The Simpsons, because that was not a melody that you would hear in the 18th century, not with the various modes being used in that melody.
Mm-hmm.
That melody, do you know who composed the theme song to The Simpsons?
Hielenberg?
No.
That's my guess.
He was also the leader of Oingo Boingo.
I was just going to say, is it the guy from Oingo Boingo?
It is the guy from Oingo Boingo.
Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman is correct.
Yes, he has written a lot.
Yeah.
And not just Oingo Boingo. By the way, for those who have never heard of that before, it was back in the 80s. It's okay. It's the dark ages of the 80s.
And what you should hear every Halloween, but probably don't because your radio programmers aren't very good, is the classic tune Dead Man's Party.
Ah, is that from?
That is Oingo Boingo.
Okay.
I don't know it's
don't
particularly
remember
from
that.
anything, but yes, it is Dead Man's Party, a classic song there.
1 minute to go. 1 minute.
Oh, and then after that, the reemergence of that team was just Oingo.
I thought it was
Or
just Boingo.
Boingo.
I
Boingo,
think
you're
it was
right.
just Boingo.
It was Boingo.
Yeah.
And he has made quite the
Yeah.
reputation
Yeah.
for scoring TV shows and movies and the like. He's very multi-talented with music.
Maybe one day you'll hear a theme song that my son wrote.
30 seconds.
Oh,
So, 'cause
ooh.
that's the direction he is going. All right, Diana Black with her last right now. I didn't really like her delivery that much. There are a lot of guards in front of the two that Red has lying in the house. And
So-
she's going to put another guard in here, but it's going to tap on another guard, I believe. So,
yeah,
this is
it's
just going to be,
curling a bit much.
yeah, that didn't,
I don't
guess
know.
you could say that it clogged up a port.
But
Yeah,
not-
it clogged up a port that through which you could draw to the forefoot. So actually that,
yeah.
yeah, so,
They're going around the left side.
yeah, they're going to go,
I don't blame them.
oh boy.
Which
That
means
looks
it
like
is
a
now
promotion
time
attempt of
to
sorts.
reveal our winners, and they're not quite winners tonight. But let's face it, you're all winners in my book.
Yay.
Oh.
So a big thank you to all 8 teams that came out tonight. Only Fours kicking your ass is Fellowship of the Ring, Team Kennedy, the Helen Keller Experience featuring Anne Frank, Team Fearon, Drinks and Phillips, and Here to Get Hammered. Thank you all so much for playing. As an aside, this is my only job. I am a poor grad student. If you are interested in bringing What in the World trivia to either your local bar or for a corporate gig,
We
I
have not yet heard
cards
the
up
answer.
here. Please
Yeah.
take one if you're
Here comes the
interested.
hammer, which was also the name of the song.
Would I come to PA? If the rice is right, yeah. Sorry? No.
Ooh.
Yet another promotion attempt, and this one is,
wow.
I think
Hold
it's going
on,
to be
hold
promoted,
on.
but I think it's going to sail right through.
Oh,
no, it's
hold
not.
on. Oh, it's not.
I'm
Ooh.
wrong.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay,
but it's
so
not
the
going to
big
get
one
into the
tonight
4.
Nope.
But it does
Famous
cut
tune to melody to what
to just one red.
Yep,
was
one red.
originally an 18th century ode
All right, the
to a
answer to
Greek
our
poet named Anacreon.
18th century
Anacreon.
ode
It's
to
called To Anacreon in Heaven. We've all heard it all the time. I don't know the actual words to the ode, but I think the part we all know goes dum 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 dum.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
you know, if you'd said English drinking song, I would have gotten that, but apparently it was,
So your winners
I
tonight
guess the English drinkers of the
in
18th
third
century were
place,
actually doing an ode
winning-
to Anacreon. The answer was the Star Spangled Banner,
this surprisingly heavy third place gift bag.
which again, I would have
with
guessed
135
if not for the ode
points,
to
kicking your
Anacreon
ass- or
part.
excuse me, 130 points, Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay. Fellowship of the Ring came in
second
third
place.
place.
Winning this comparatively much lighter gift basket.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
No,
don't know
no,
what's
no,
in
no,
it.
no, no. Hold
There
on.
could be like a diamond ring. I don't know. It definitely says 2 on there. Yep. For the
Okay.
135 points, kicking your asterisk. And your winners
On
tonight
sheet B, where we have a,
with, weirdly enough,
7-0
the medium
score?
weight basket.
they have not posted the 5th end, but I believe it is
With a grand
7-0
total of
on the strength
350
of
points.
4
All
consecutive
three
steals.
Right. Team Huron, well done, well done. All right, everyone, thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for coming out to Embassy Row. We here at Potomac Curling Club love having you all here. Even if you're from Potomac, we still love having you here. Hope you all have a great time for the rest of the weekend. Great time out on the ice.
On
Until then,
sheet
good
A,
night,
we
guys.
have a fall, but this not being wrestling, that doesn't matter.
All right. Looks like he's up and moving, so.
Yeah, and Courtney Shaw was kind of blasé about letting a, well, no, I guess she couldn't have swept it anywhere, but there's a Yellowstone touching the button, and I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go anywhere else, even with several rots left to go. Trying to quickly take you around to the other sheets, because again, sheets A and D go to the B final, which is that's a pretty big deal. Oddly enough, sheet D is for the teams that most recently got knocked out of the A final. So the D final is kind of like the third place game. And we have a flash from Courtney Shaw's team on sheet A. Yeah, it's just been really difficult for Hero Draw over there. And my apologies to Courtney's mom, who I know often watches these broadcasts. But Courtney has just faced difficult shot after difficult shot. Other sheets, sheet C seems like the one I should be paying the most attention to because it is the closest on B and D. We're just seeing a ton of steals. And sheet D, again, with a spot in the B final on the line. Children of Dionysus still up after a series of steals. There are a couple of yellow in the house now. Looks like they're trying to get rid of one of those. And they're playing Metric. I cannot believe it. They're playing Metric. One of my favorite bands they are playing, and it's a band that not many people have heard of. I love it. So, all right. We should at some point turn our attention back to the ice. And we have a Hodgstone, so it's been kind of a rough end on sheet A for Team Fearon, our youngsters. We had one person fall, and then we had a Hodgstone, but when all is said and done, they still have one rock sitting right there touching the button with a red rock in front of it and behind it. On sheet C, we might be looking at a rather big score now for Team Assertion. In fact, we are. They took one out at the back and scored, I believe that was 3 on sheet C for Team Assertion, which will play the winner. No, they won't play the winner of our feature game tomorrow. They will play, the winner of that game will play Technialapius. The winner of the game, the winner of the Team Assertion T-Rinks and the winner of the Team Assertion versus T-Lions and Rink Ladies game will play Kicking Your Asterisk tomorrow morning in the C event semifinals. The winner of our feature game will play Technialapius, which would be, that'll be tomorrow morning as well.
All of a sudden, I just saw a huge crowd of people at this end of the ice shed, and I'm like, wait, did they all shake hands? That's what happens when you step away.
On sheet D, let's see. This appears to be the last rock being delivered this end by Children of Dionysus. They are sitting 1 on the edge of the 4-foot. Yellow has 3. I'm going to have to ask at some point who picked this song. This is Youth Without Youth by Metric, one of my very favorite bands, and not. I know they're not the most popular band. They are Canadian.
Okay, I just don't know if I've ever heard of them. I'm not sure whose music it is. But there you go. Glad to make you happy, Bo.
I saw them about a year ago in Richmond. Saw them for the second time. Their live show is a full-bore assault on the eyes and ears, and I cannot wait to see them again. So, confirming that was a 3 on sheet C for Team Assertion, which is taking control of a close game now. They lead 6-2 after 6 ends.
All right, well, give me a moment, and I will update that for you.
They have not yet posted our score update on sheet. No, wait, this is. Okay, some sort of drinking game involving Linda Kirkman and a broom and something. I don't know. It looks
it's
like
called Broom Shooter.
Broom shooter. Oh, okay.
It has involved 4 people who get 1 shot each all at the same time.
You'll have to tell that to my wife's rugby teammates because they are always looking for new weird ways to drink.
Okay.
And that's actually more sanitary than most of them.
Well, I do have to say, I tried it once. Unfortunately, since I am under tall, everyone else was of decent height, and I couldn't hold it down close enough to myself, and got a nice Glenlivet shower. I have decided not to do that again, unless I'm the tallest person involved, which won't happen.
All right, the hammer now on sheet D, and this might be to stay in the game for single barrel. Down 6-1, facing 2 red in the house. This one has a fair amount of heat on it, which is going to be difficult because only part of this red one's exposed, and even if they get that one, I don't know. No, it's a promotion attempt. It just bumped a red one in there, and it's going to be 2 for red, I'm pretty sure. Which would make it 8-1. Pretty sure that's 2 for red. I have not. There are all sorts of gestures going back and forth down the ice.
Oh, handshakes.
Handshakes on D or A?
D.
D. Yes, I believe the gesture was let's shake hands. All right, so Children of Dionysus have advanced to the B final, and they will play the winner of the game we have on sheet A right now, which is Hero Draw versus Team Furon. In fact, I'm going to put my keyboard back on now so I can start making some of these updates. I will try, by the end of the evening, I'll try to give a rundown of tomorrow's matchups.
Promotion of the red on sheet B. Okay, looks like 2 red at this point in time.
We've had so many promotions on sheet B that I think every rock there is a general by now.
At least a 1-star.
Hey, my father was a colonel. He was up for 1-star general at one point.
Oh, wow.
Stayed in the he was in Korea, then stayed in the Marine Reserves for 30 years.
Oh.
So.
No, my dad was in the Army in Nam and then went back and was in the Army National Guard for a number of years till it added up to a good 20.
All right. On sheet A, Courtney Shaw with the hammer? No, her last rock. And that yellow one is still just sitting there in the middle. I guess Courtney's trying to get rid of it. Tap. That's not going to have enough weight on it to do anything. Courtney gives a little smile. There just wasn't much she could do about that. Oh, there are 2. There is a red rock touching the button as well. So, and there is 1 shot left for Jeffrey Fearon in this one. It's just one of the situations where there are 2 rocks on the button and there's so many guards out front that's going to be difficult. You can't get through there with any weight. There's backing. There's another, I think it, I don't know, it's too small an area to have a measurement. You'd have to measure it with a
ruler.
Yeah, you have to measure it with a ruler. So. Yeah, I seriously don't think you could fit the equipment in there to do a measurement. They are both very close. I think Jeffrey Fearon's just throwing this one away. He's just, this one's just going to hog intentionally. So, and in fact, they fixed the hog that marks the hog line at that point. And well, they know which one scored. We don't. So it's a secret. I'm sure they'll tell us at some point.
We hope.
Hope so. It could still be a relatively close game.
Yeah.
So
if Reds, yeah.
Our slowest game again is here on sheet B, our feature sheet.
Wow.
It is 7-0. So, and we are to the last of yellows, the last of the Vicerots here, being delivered by Dewey Donovan from It's All Greek to Me. It seems so empty without a game on sheet D. Trying to maybe draw through a port here, and I think he might have it. Through the port.
Yes.
There is another red guard. He rubs on that guard. Oh, that is unlucky.
Ooh,
But wow, it did a
but-
little S-shaped turn.
Nice.
And
very nice.
he did get shot. So, It's All Greek to Me. Perhaps in good position to avoid the shutout here, because now Diana Black has a choice of, well, she can throw some weight through that port. It might jam, because she wouldn't be able to hit it nose, I don't think. And if she hits to the right of it, it is just going to jam on her own red. So, yeah, an
Okay,
interesting
did
shot going
they
here.
host a score on A? I don't see it.
It could be behind Courtney. Yes, they did, and it was 1 for yellow. So there's a 5-2 lead for Team Fearon. So how was the 6th end of D faring, asked David Zimmer. Oh, he asked that a long time ago. It went just fine for red. Thanks for asking. The children of Dionysus, that is. And they have shaken hands and left. I'm guessing that David has too. We're down to fewer viewers now, having seen the our Pennsylvania folks wrap up play for the evening.
Okay. On our feature sheet, B is in Bravo. This is Diana Black delivering the first of her skip stones. Wow, and that has a lot of weight to it. Is it going through that port?
Nope.
No, it is not. It is taking off the yellow guard.
The good news is that she got rid of a lot of guards.
And all the red guards have been moved to the left.
That's right.
So they're kind of almost in a diagonal line. Yeah, not perfectly a diagonal line. Thank you, Linda Kirkman.
Now it's that great song by the Rolling Stones, I'll Never Leave Your Pizza Burning.
Your beast of burden.
Sure, thanks. You realize that was intentional, right? You
Yes,
know
I
that
do. I
that was
do.
actually, I used to have these great books of misheard lyrics, and that was one of the better ones. It was,
Yeah, I recognized that.
yes, the name of the book was Excuse Me While I Kiss This Guy.
Well, the movie 27 Dresses had a big scene with the mistaken words of that Elton John song. Instead of electric boots.
Oh boy, I'm trying to remember what that.
Boots, a mohair suit.
Um,
I can't sing it. I can't do his voice. Okay, a little bit of sweeping going on.
Yep, another
Both
one of those that
sweepers
works with the end line.
engaged. Okay.
Was
Ooh,
the
guard.
idea here to? Okay.
I don't think so. I think it was to draw in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now they are sitting 1 yellow. So either to protect that 1 or to
Yeah.
push it more.
It's not going to provide any protection though. And Diana Black, I think, is going to. Diana Black should have more of a shot at this than she did last time, because now she can hit on the other side of it or even nose, and it will fly out of there and not jam on her own. And especially with these young players, they really put a premium on making sure they keep doing it right, even if the outcome of the game is beyond much doubt, and that's what they're doing here.
hey. Bo and I get to webcast
All
the
day
two-
tomorrow.
The 2 games tomorrow. Indeed, we do.
Yes, we do.
So, lucky viewers.
That's right.
We got a 9 o'clock draw and a 12 noon draw. Sorry, humming. I'll quit that. Wait, so was that group? Was that the last group you've seen in concert?
Metric?
Yeah.
No. And now I'm trying to think of who the last group I saw in concert was. You know, excluding groups that my son and friends are in. They're, oh boy, who was the last group I saw in concert? Diana Black, meanwhile, has come through and bumped the yellow, maybe
Out?
not quite as far as she wanted, but she has shot, I don't know, she left a shot for 2, though. Actually, I'd say a shot for 3.
Yeah.
It certainly looks that way.
Yeah, and there's no guards out front, so
Yeah,
that looks like a pretty makeable shot.
it certainly does.
Not for me, but for these good players. Okay, taking a look over on C. Okay, they've got 3 folks that were sweeping the red stone in. Oh, goodness.
We will be listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young for the next 8 minutes or so, by the way.
Yeah, wow.
Which sort of
What,
gives
Young
away
was
what's on.
still part at this point?
I think Young was on this song.
Okay.
This is, of course, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes.
Mhm.
Somebody can look it up if they so choose. And I simply cannot see enough. Well, if I look at the, let me take a peek at the screen over here and see what we've got going on sheet C. Yeah, yellow has 2 in the 8-foot, both counting. There's a red in the 12-foot that is not doing much other than sort of guarding a draw path. But there is a fairly substantial port. And if this draw can get through there, actually it looks like he's going around everything. And trying to draw into the...
Okay, and we are keeping an eye on sheet B, and oh, it crashed on the 4th of the red guards.
And on sheet B, he just took out his own. Maybe kept it in for 3. The crowd has gone wild. Yeah, he might have kept that in for 3. And now it's a song that we played in my adult band. It is Tom Petty with Mary Jane's Last Dance. As on sheet B, what just happened?
Okay, one more for Mamma Mia.
One more for Mamma Mia. That makes it 8-0. Sheet C, that was 3 for...
Ooh.
Yeah. So the shot that I thought was not very good turned out to be quite good. So T-Lines and Rink ladies have scored 3 there. That game is now 6-5. We are in
Hold
the
on.
8th end.
Yes, it is, 6-5. Good job, T-Rink and, excuse me, T-Lines and Rink ladies.
Yeah. Mindy informs me that Young was not on Judy Blue Eyes. Thanks, Mindy, for ruining my reputation here as the classic rock encyclopedia.
Mindy, and I thank you very much for that information.
But Mindy, can you play rhythm guitar on this song?
Oh, stop.
It's actually not a difficult part. I'll teach it to you sometime if you want.
Oh, goodness. Men. Still 5-2 on sheet A.
Naturally, let me play guitar on that. They usually make me play bass or whatever they need. Because they're under the assumption that I can play everything, which I sort of can, but Mindy says, yes, I probably can play the rhythm part on Mary Jane's Last Dance. Yeah, it's doable. On sheet C, Wizard of the Webcast, Ken Clark has thrown one wide and out. I think they are just sort of throwing through with a Team Assertion has a lead of 1 and the hammer. On sheet A, we have a ludicrous speed shot. Boy, it must be nice to be that young. And this one has punched the hole in the far wall. No, it is. It actually just nosed one of Courtney Shaw's guards and sent it through. There are no rots in the house.
He cleared the house.
It was already clear, and he just sent one clear through it.
Well,
Okay.
Took some others out of the way, I would assume.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was
Even
a-
with
it-
ludicrous speed,
it
he
was a
didn't hit
clear-
anything?
He threw that much speed just to send one through. Or just to
Oh, well,
knock
okay
another one
then.
through. So Courtney Shaw now with her first, needing to make up some ground here.
Mm-hmm.
Mindy says, I can sing it for sure. Mindy, I'm sure you could sing it. No, I'm not going to go there. I will not speak. But it was a song that we struggled with in our band, I'll put it that way, even though the rhythm guitar part was not difficult.
All right, back 12. The best I could do is say on the Wii.
Courtney Shaw looks like she's going to try to draw behind a few yellow guards off to the left side of the house. And they are sweeping it hard because I don't know that the weight is there to get past. Yes, there is. Sweepers get off of it. Sweepers get off of it. Sweepers get off of it. Well, no, they're just going to bury it. Don't listen to me because I'm looking from a bad angle.
Okay.
And they now have, oh, and also, now that I see from the overhead, they had to sweep it that far to get it into the house, which they did. That is now top 12. Well, not top 12 to the left of the center line.
Well, here on sheet B, unfortunately, it's all Greek. That stone that was just delivered was hogged. It did not completely cross the far hog line, so it's immediately taken out of play. Things just don't seem to be landing in the right place for It's All Greek tonight. I did like that Tom Petty song. It's humming along.
It's a pretty good song.
Sorry, folks.
Ah, now
Oh,
a classic from
goodness.
Chicago.
Oh, my. This is a very eclectic mix.
Meanwhile, on sheet C, we are to guard peeling time. Joe Assertion is simply trying to keep the house as clear as possible. On sheet B, that is a pretty good looking
Ooh.
draw.
Got past
Well,
the
if it
yellow
gets,
guard
if
up
it gets to the
front.
house, if it gets to the house, and it just gets to the house, it is just
And
biting.
It's biting.
Yep.
I'll move the scoreboard for a second. You can see it's right now it's 2 red.
On sheet A, Jimmy Fearon is taking aim at the center of the house, or is he trying to come around and hit the one that Courtney just threw? If he can bury it back behind the one Courtney just threw, that would be ideal. And he does not. He bumps into Courtney's. Courtney will have a shot for 2
Oh my goodness.
for hero draw. And what was the oh my goodness? What just happened?
We've got yellow sitting 1. I thought it was going a lot faster, but it stopped exactly on the T line in the 8-foot circle,
Okay.
right at the edge of the 4. So I thought it was headed out the back. I'm glad that I was incorrect.
We still have a good ways to play in the 7th end here. In fact, yeah, we are still on second rots here. Meanwhile, on sheet C, we are well into the 8th end with nothing in play. And on sheet D, Courtney is lining up her draw for 2.
Sheet A.
Sheet A.
All right, now Now, there are 3 red in the house. However, yellow is shot rock at this time.
On sheet A or B?
On B.
Okay. On sheet A, the sweepers are pulling this in for Courtney. They're pulling this in for Courtney. They're pulling this in for Courtney. Hi, Courtney's mom, if you're listening. I think they've got it.
Okay.
I think they've got it. They don't got it.
Okay, on B, you see the sweepers are painted. Yeah, they had to jog to catch up to it. All right, let's switch to the overhead view, moving the scoreboard. And, okay. Push back another one of the red rocks. That's 2 off the back of the 12, still in scoring position, but now yellow is laying 2.
Confirming for you on sheet A, that is just 1 for Eero draw. So that is 5-3 after 7, and Team Fearon will have the hammer. So Eero draw will be needing to steal 2 to send that one to skip draw.
And knowing Courtney, it is possible.
It is. They've just been in difficult situations all game. In fact, actually, that end was one where they seemed to be more in control than they had been in a lot of previous ends. But that draw attempt just came out short. On sheet C, we are, again, a pretty good ways into the 8th end. And that is a flash through for T-Lines and Rink Ladies. We are to skip rots on that. Oh, no, we're not, because red has the hammer. Team Assertion has the hammer, so this is the last of the Vice rots. There is just one rock in the house. It is in the back 12. It does belong to yellow, T-Lines and Rink Ladies. It appears that Team Assertion has targeted the guard, and it goes away, and the shooter goes away. So the house is, there is a red corner guard out there that if our friends from Diamond State want to try to use it.
Back on looking at the overhead view, it is 1 red at this point in time. Bruce Black is in the hack, getting set up. Pushing off, a gentle release. As I always say, you just gently let go.
I guess he's going for the takeout on that yellow, because that's too narrow and heavy to be a draw.
All right, let's
switch. They're trying to hold the line on it, and they don't. That red's on the guard, and actually, well, now there are a lot more red in the house, but there is 1 yellow, that is second shot, and potential now for It's All Greek to me to put 1 in there. On sheet C, we are finally to the first of our skip rods. They've taken a bit of time to look at that. I do think they're going to draw behind this red corner. Again, they need to steal 1 to prolong this, just as on sheet A, they need to steal 2. On our feature game, they need to steal 8. Well, they don't have to steal 8. They can steal 4 and 4. This one going to the right, I guess, targeting the red that was second shot. And, yeah, that works.
Nicely done, 2.
Yellow now lying 2. We will get to skip rots here. Diana Black. Judging by the broom placement, I have no idea what this shot is. I mean, because it's pretty close to that yellow in the back. I mean, she could be trying to hit that, or she could, she could stick to it and get shot. And she can actually hit it kind of hard and still stick. If she hits the nose. On sheet C, incidentally, we actually had a guard of that yellow one at the back of the 12-foot. It was not a draw around the corner. The guard actually is kind of effective as well It is going to force the lead is going to first force Joe Assertion to come around and tap or draw or do something with that yellow in the back. He's got to get one in the scoring position. On B, you can hear the yell of hard as Diana Black's shot seems to be doing kind of what her dad's did, except no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
hold
it's
on.
going to, well,
Let's get the overhead view just in case,
yeah,
folks. The
I think this is
scoreboard
going to drift out, and it is not going to out. It might be second shot.
It looks like second
It
shot. from
yeah,
here.
that is probably second shot. So,
Well, there's 3 more skip rocks.
right. On sheet C, Joe Assertion has played what looks like a pretty good draw.
Ooh, well, it's in the 8,
It's in the 8, so it
so
can
it
be.
is out counting the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's still 2 more skip rocks.
Yeah. I suppose he would have liked that a little bit deeper,
Yeah.
because now there's a chance for Mr. Hoofy, we believe, from Diamond State to perhaps draw around that and put one in there. And again, they need to.
I think they switched up who's skipper or who's throwing fourth, because that is not a gentleman. That is not Mr. Ufe.
No, Mr. Hoofy is going down to the other end.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
On our feature game, Julie Yeager
That's it.
is putting up her rock now.
All right, that's what I was referring to, Julie.
Yeah.
Okay, active sweeping. Oh, I don't know. They stopped sweeping it. I guess they
That's-
assuming it's going to hog, and it certainly looks
It
that
did,
way.
yeah. It was.
It hogged.
even
It didn't
if
have enough.
Even if it hadn't hogged, it would have just gotten to the.
Barely
dug down
over.
there. On sheet C, a little rub off of the one that's in the 8-foot, and that means that yellow
Is
is shot, but Joe Assertion just has to hit it. Doesn't even have to hit it very far to pick up the win on sheet C. We may be heading to conclusions fairly quickly to all our games. Because on sheet A, Courtney Shaw with Eero Draw has a couple of guards out front, but needing to steal 2. I don't see much there. There's one yellow in the house, and Team Fearon is targeting those guards, seeing if they can ideally get 2 of them gone, maybe 1.
Diana.
Or they can flash through it all and bump and take out their own yellow, which is what they just did. So now,
Okay, keeping an eye on both B and C. Get the
Diana.
overhead view of what's happening on B.
and
Joe Assertion had a bit of a miss, so yellow scores 1
so
on C.
we're going to skip draw,
rock.
our second skip
rocks.
draw of the. That is a stunner. Joe Assertion was.
All we had to do was bump it out of the way.
Yeah, and they were leading 6-2 after 6. So we've seen some remarkable comebacks
Yeah.
in these 2 sessions.
Uh,
Courtney Shaw is still trying to do one here, and as she draws one into the newly empty house.
Okay. Well, they still have a yellow one on the outskirts of the 12 over on A.
There is, and
See
to my
if we
surprise,
can-
they were sweeping it. Team Fearon was.
You exactly can't see. Well, at the very, very far right, you can see the red rock in the forfeit circle over on sheet A. All right, but watching our game, Julie is delivering.
She's
the
got
hammer.
plenty of backstop you here. She does have a lot of room to make this draw, and if it's heavy, it'll stop on something. Of course, it needs the curl, but I think it will. It's because it's slowing down now. It's slowing down maybe a bit too much. Oh, it was light. She could have been as heavy as she wanted to, but she was light instead, and that has got to be, well,
One.
mathematically that's got to be handshakes because that is one red, and so it is 9-0.
Are they handshaking? I cannot tell. I think it's
Surely
being
they
discussed.
should be. It's not yet. It's 9-0. Yes, they are
Yes.
shaking hands.
Mathematically. All right, so that ends our game on sheet B. Mamma Mia 9, It's All Greek 0. I'm going to move the cameras as quickly as I can over to C since we are on Skip. Skip Rocks. Oh, rats. Hold on. Oh, please let me get this. Oh.
On sheet C, the skip rock has come up very
Short.
light for
Oh,
Team
no.
Hoof. So after all that work to get back in the game, T-Lines and Rink Ladies came up way short of the house on
Okay.
their skip draw. So Joe Assertion just has to touch paint somewhere. In fact, they didn't measure that one, so, well, I'm not sure you
I
could.
didn't bother. Unless
Right.
he flashes straight through, then I guess.
I don't know the process for that.
Well, then that means.
I guess they would have to do it again.
No, I think that means T-Lines and Rink Ladies get closer
That's a good point.
because
So,
they
yeah,
would be
if-
in play.
Right, so I guess one that's in.
Okay. There we go.
They had all 4 sweepers going on that one. Joe's rock is just being attended to and actually now being swept. Kind of hard, but I think this is going to be fine. In fact, the sweeper should get off
Well,
of it
they
right now.
got-
Sweeper should get off of it right now.
Okay, they
Yeah.
uh-oh. That's going
No,
pretty
that's-
fast.
Yeah, the
See,
sweep.
they're willing it to slow down.
Yeah, so it
Oh.
stops in the back 12. The sweepers
Okay.
were getting really exuberant with that, and it should not have. So that was nearly the messiest skip rots we've ever seen. And considering the last skip rots we saw, we had one that stopped on the button. Just absurd.
Okay.
So the only game left in action now is on sheet A, and I'm not sure how it got to be their shot again. Don't know what happened with the last shot for Eero Draw, because we are seeing now Team Fearon coming up.
Okay.
Maybe Courtney guarded the one that's on the red.
Yeah, switching
So-
to sheet A.
I will, before we leave, run through a list of what I think the matchups are.
Yeah, you can see Team Fearon is. Okay, they were sweeping with abundance. At the overhead view. Hero Draw is still sitting 1 at this time.
And this is Courtney's last shot. And she has to get into the 4-foot somehow.
Oh, well, she's going to say, yeah, she's shot, but she needs to get
She needs to steal 2.
a second rock in there.
Yeah.
And I believe this is her last.
This is her last.
This is her last rock.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Courtney's shot has a
Is
little
on-
bit of weight on it. I don't know if she's trying to sort of nick in playing in off the yellow, or
Ooh. All right, let's Let's take a
Oh,
look.
they're trying to get. She's trying to get through the port, and she
She's through
does.
the port. Let's get the overhead view.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Yes.
She did it.
Yes.
Well, hold
She-
on. Hold on.
No,
There's Hammer.
I know there's Hammer. I'm just saying
But-
yes because that was a very good shot.
Yes, indeed. I agree
You can
heartily.
say yes for a good shot.
Oh, yes, for a good shot. Yay.
Yay!
And even the other team is probably thinking to themselves, dang, that's a great shot.
Yeah,
now,
thinking,
now
yeah,
what?
saying we are not out of this. Now they have to get a yellow one into the 4 foot. They have.
Or at least cut Courtney down to just a steal of 1.
Well, that would mean getting into the 4 foot somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a rock they can.
Promote.
Yeah, they have a rock they can just tap, just make a little bit of.
Ooh. Ooh, and then looking at the far out, unless you follow the same path that Courtney did, with just a slightly more weight to knock one of hers off of the out of the 4. Oh, I don't know.
Terrific shot under pressure there from Courtney Shaw. Hi, Courtney's mom, if you're listening.
Can sing it for sure. Okay, we're back to the hack. Hammer
Back in hack. Hit the side.
on sheet A. This is the 5th draw of our Saturday, 23rd of November, here again at the Potomac Curling Club with our website, curldc.org.
All right, and after this shot, one of these teams will be in the B final. One of these shots will be out unless we go to skips. Unless we go
Oh,
to skip draws.
goodness.
This is going to wreck on the guard, and
Hold on.
we are going to skip rocks.
Hold on, hold on. Oh,
I don't know what that was academic
Okay.
because yellow is third shot. We are going to skip rocks again.
would you believe?
Wow.
This evening just doesn't want to end. Oh, you got it both, thank you.
I've got it. You don't need to stand up.
On a chair.
All right,
risking life
before
and
we do
limb.
skip rods, I'm going to, well, as they go to the other end, I'm going to quickly run down tomorrow's
wait.
games. Okay, so at 9 a.m. tomorrow, we will have in the C event, the semifinals of that event, we'll have Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again from Potomac versus Technialapias from Potomac. The other C semifinal is also all Potomac. That is, in fact, it's going to be another all Potomac day. Sorry about that, or all Potomac session. The other C event semifinal will be Team Assertion versus Kicking Your Asterisk. And they're doing the skips draw at the other end just to annoy us.
No. It's
Why are they doing the skip draw at the other end? Now I have to go over to the TV and look and see. I'm at the end of my tether, quite literally.
all right. It's past the hog line. It is slowing down. It's not going to get to the target. Okay. All that Team Fearon has to do is get a lot closer, and they're leaving the redstone there. I'm surprised that they're not moving it out of the way.
Are they playing a ninth? Are they playing a ninth end?
I don't know.
It looks like they're playing a ninth end.
I think someone needs to remind them. Guess what? Skip rocks. You don't play a ninth end.
Well, I know in the Cherry Blossom, it's the choice.
But no, here the rules state skip rocks. So that's closer.
That's not. But they're still going.
They're still playing.
They
a
are
ninth.
in the hack.
Do we want to let the coordinators know?
You go ahead.
I don't want to spoil anyone's fun. I really don't.
I want to see skip rocks.
Okay.
And not just because it'll make it easier for our good friend Courtney Shaw, because she still has to steal if they're playing a ninth end. All right, so I'm going to continue our rundown of who's playing where tomorrow. In the D event semifinals, and these are for teams that made it through the A event until the very last and then lost. We will have on sheet B, our feature game will be Deep Tzatziki from Potomac, skipped by David Schlanger, playing Sweeping Generalizations, skipped by Alan McNeil. The other D semifinal is Greek Freak versus Team Kennedy. So, if you are fans of Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Diana Black, Techni Alapias, skipped by Terry Smith, Deep Tzatziki, skipped by David Schlanger, Sweeping Generalizations, Alan McNeil, Greek Freak, Mike Parker, Team Kennedy, Team Assertion, Joe Assertion, or Kicking Your Asterisk, Andy Inglis, although Judy Rakusin was throwing 4th rots today. Please join us in
Tomorrow
10
morning.
hours.
Oh, good Lord, really?
Yes.
Uh-oh, because it takes me about an hour to get home.
Not for semifinals, Melvin Shaw writes in. Melvin Shaw should know. He is Courtney's husband. And thank you for joining us today, Melvin. Pointing out that we do indeed go to an 8th end, or 9th end.
No, actually, since we're not at semifinals or finals, at the end of 8, they should have gone to skip rocks, which is what Bo and I did assume was happening, but they've started a 9th end, and I believe they're just going to...
This is a semifinal in the B event.
Not really. That's all tomorrow.
No, it's a semifinal in the B event. Tomorrow in the 9 a.m. session, we have semifinals in the C and D events. And then at noon, we have the finals of those plus the B and A.
Okay,
so yeah, this
so
is the semifinal of the B event.
Okay, so maybe it is. All right. Well, they're playing the 9th end, so... Get Jeannie's attention.
So this is the B semi, yes, Melvin. Yes, I
All right.
I
I have been wrong before, and evidently I'm wrong again. And hey, takes a big person to admit they're wrong. And wow, Hero Draw is building a wall out front. They have one in the house at present. All right, so Team Huron.
I am just building my sheet of who's in and who's out, who's naughty and who's nice.
Make sure you check it twice.
That's right. Because, yeah, we will have only 12 teams playing tomorrow. That will be the 2A finalists, the 2B finalists, and the C and D semifinalists.
Oh goodness, I've been so wrong so many times this weekend. I feel like I should just be ashamed.
Another big speed toward the back, targeting one that Courtney Shaw had placed back there, and it does knock that one out.
Clearly out. Ludicrous speed worked for them.
All right. Oh, good. So we have an overhead view of the A over here. That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, move the scoreboard. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah, A, we've got a pretty decent view of A. D gets a
That's
little
not bad.
shaky at times, but.
First of Vice Rots now. Vice Rots being thrown by Laura Hewer, unless they have changed up their order.
Well, let's Laura Yee.
That's Laura Yee. So they have changed up their order, as people tend to do to us.
Hold on. Then again, I've been wrong all weekend. Didn't I just say so?
This is definitely Vice Rots. And that tinks off the guard and rolls to a spot that really doesn't help. Well, you're all missing a good party. Of course, 4 of you are too young to enjoy it.
Yeah, the 4 on Team Huron.
Yeah.
I believe.
So, Vice Rots now, and I've given up trying to guess who's who. This guy. The guy with the top knot and the glasses, who is Vice for Team Fearon, being swept here by a kid in a shirt from Denmark wearing a name of no one who's on the team. You know, these are problems that the people that, Russ Howard and Cheryl Bernard and Vic doing the Scotties and Breyer don't have to worry about. Just saying.
Well, these aren't exactly the Scotties either.
Right. Anyway, that's a pretty decent guard.
Yep.
Being thrown by guy in top knot and glasses. The person we believe to be Laura Yee we're fairly certain is Laura Yee.
Yes, that is. The
That is
back of her
definitely
shirt says Yee.
That would be a giveaway. Of course, then again, there's a guy with the back of his shirt that says Jacob or Jakob, and we still don't think that that's him.
Okay, I do know who Laura Yee is. Believe me, this is her getting ready in the hack.
And it's a difficult situation now. Oh, I can actually look overhead at this. What do you know? Maybe trying to promote one of those guards? Must be. Through a port and hit that one. Through the port and hit that one. And
Closer.
Had the line just not quite the weight.
Okay, well, it's closer.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to be throwing up another guard here. Team Fearon. Okay, again, it is the young man you refer to as top knot and glasses.
Correct.
His family must be so proud that that's
like Andy Carroll for West Ham.
or Gareth Bale. What team is he on right now?
He's probably going to be let go by Real Madrid in the next transfer window.
Ooh.
For making snarky comments about Real Madrid while he was playing for Wales.
Ooh.
So that adds to the pile.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly where they were looking to put their next guard, but
Well, it does take away the double run back, but it does leave the triple.
true.
So
Either that or come in from the right side and just draw to the button. From this angle, I can't tell if that's possible. It looks like it's a harsh.
It is. It's all she needs to do is touch the forefoot and
Possible.
this is doable. Is that the shot she's trying? That is where the broom is being held pretty far out to the right.
They must have heard us talk about it.
I think Courtney knows strategy better than I do.
Actually, she last year did a couple-hour seminar on curling strategy.
Yep. And I have forgotten about lead strategy, and as Skip have made some rather unfortunate calls.
I just know I'll probably be lead forever, although I still can't throw a decent center guard. Although I keep trying. All right, here we go. First of...
It's taking a while to get out wide.
It's
it has
getting
to curl.
there.
Yeah, I think this one.
Oh,
just,
this one may flash.
I think this just started out too well.
It's slowing down nicely, but
No, it had to curl in much more than that. I guess it just had too much weight because it just kept going right and going right.
Mm-hmm. It didn't curl.
So
it didn't curl back in.
Now, our youngsters here should be trying to block that draw path. They're looking at various other interesting things here. They should be trying to block that draw path.
Oh, wow. What strategy does this look like to you?
It's either a throw it down the middle and just move things for the sake of moving them, or he's actually going to throw the clockwise turn and have it. Yeah, he's going to throw a little clockwise turn, and it's going to be a guard on that draw path like we were talking about.
Okay.
It's got to curl a fairly substantial amount. I think that. Oh, and it is not.
No.
No.
It's headed back toward the center.
Yeah.
It's just going to clog things up.
It is.
That-
All right, opportunity now. If Courtney Shaw can make this draw, it's going to be very difficult to get it out of there because that would involve either following the same draw path but with enough weight to knock Courtney Shaw out of there, or somehow navigating that thicket of guards out in front.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that strategy.
Yeah.
I would have put a guard on the right-hand side
Yeah.
where Courtney attempted to get through
Now,
previously.
now that said, Courtney is looking toward the other side of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to
Do a promote?
I guess promote her red. So instead of a hero draw, we are getting a hero promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does Courtney have one more fantastic shot in her? I mean, this one.
Never underestimate Courtney.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And this is out right by the wall where conditions can be dicey. I don't know that this has enough weight to move it as well.
Oh, it may crash on a guard. Okay, it's
Oh,
hit.
yeah.
Oh.
And that's going to be it. I
Guess they're
think,
discussing.
isn't it?
Well, yep.
Yep.
Shake hands.
All right.
Okay.
Well, a noble effort there by Courtney Shaw. And Team Furon advances to the... I am now completely confused. I had this
Join the
down.
club.
I swear I had this down. Okay, they're in the B final against... They're in the B final against Children of Dionysus. That made sense. Okay. They're on sheet C. That's what confused me. So, your complete rundown, assuming that I have the brackets correct and my spreadsheet has been following along okay. Your complete rundown is this. At 9 a.m., we will have the D event semifinals. For those are the teams that dropped out of the A final the latest. On sheet B, our feature game, that's Deep Tzatziki versus Sweeping Generalization, Schlanger versus McNeil. On sheet C in the D event semifinals, Greek Freak, Mike Parker versus Team Kennedy. Then the C event semifinals on sheet A, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. That's the Black and Hoera group versus Techni Alapias. That is Terry Smith's group. Then on sheet D, the C event semifinals, Team Assertion, Joe Assertion's team versus Kicking Your Asterisk. Judy Rakusen's been throwing fourth rots for them. So the winners of those will go to play at noon. Also at noon, our B event final on sheet C will be Team Furon, the team you just saw, against Children of Dionysus. And the A event final at noon tomorrow will be Fellowship of the Rink. That's Michael Dobbs, J.R. Gross, Christine Alessi, and Heidi Gross versus Hip Hop Acropolis, Andy Dunham, George Shirk, Jeremy Unterborn, and Gilad Penich. As we have applause for people who have actually not left.
Yeah, they turned around and went back onto the ice. Okay,
right.
now let's try this again. At least here comes Courtney's team. Okay. Team Furon is taking group pictures. Very nice. Very nice. What we can do for you real quick on screen, we can throw you a picture taken previously of Team Furon. And we can now change that to our group of Mamma Mia, who were the winners on sheet B this evening. Here's a quick shot of Team Assertion. And sheet D winners was Children of, whoops. Oh, no, we don't have a shot of Children of Dionysus. That is unfortunate. It seems to be the one that Ken could not capture. All right. So, again, we're going to sign off here. Bo, it is after 11 p.m. It is definitely after my bedtime. I'm not sure about yours. But, yeah, I'm going to have to put the pedal to the metal to get home and to be able to turn around and come back here, which we will. We will be back with the first draw tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then the second draw at 12 noon to determine our champions. So, for this evening, we're going to say farewell and safe travels.
Bye.
We'll talk to you soon.